Hi, everyone. This is Bonner here. I thought I would take a minute to kind of have a virtual class meeting with all of you via my video today. If you're clicking on this, you're diving into the things that we're going to be working with today in language arts. I wanted to kind of maybe first take a look at the outline of our agenda today, and then also kind of talk through some of the pieces that will be involved with some of the goals that we have set out for it. The first thing that we're going to be doing, and notice that within the agenda, I actually documented some time. I know that you're busy with your other classes, and I know that there's other things to do. So I put these times here so that you can give yourself roughly about 40 to 45 minutes to work on our classwork, which would be a typical class time if we were together with each other in person. So the first thing I have here is after listening to this video would be the writing portion of our day. And I want you to really start thinking about your first quarter grade reflection. In your language arts folder, hopefully you have with you, you have a collection of progress checks that you've been completing over a series of time. And you're going to be using those progress checks. You're going to also be using feedback. You're going to be using revisions. You're going to be using other classworks that you've created or constructed over this quarter to really think about your first quarter grade reflection. This document is located in your student portfolio or that shared Google folder that we have with each other. And you did this during midterm as well using the 3 Ps. So you're going to be using that same format, only this time you're going to have more to talk about because it's not just what we did for midterm, but it's also everything we did after that too. I would say just because you're being asked to do this for 15 minutes, you should be starting this process. So this is something that I definitely would like for you to spend some time reviewing and thinking about and making sure that you can get yourself started on this. But we will also be working on this in class a little bit later on in the week. Just to kind of give you an idea of what this first quarter grade reflection looked like. It looks something like this, where you are talking through your participation and you're talking about why you believe what that is and then evidence to support that. So for example, if you are really exceeding in participation, this evidence and this reflection is going to be pretty healthy. It's going to be pretty meaty. There's going to be a lot of things to say because we've been through a whole entire quarter. Same goes for progress and same goes for performance. Again, a lot of this language is found on that weekly grading sheet that you do for yourself called progress checks. So definitely go back and reference some of those as you start to build some of this stuff up. You might be spending some time just kind of getting yourself organized. For example, what might be the evidence you put here? And that might be making some lists or adding some links, or maybe you're bullet pointing some of your reflection pieces right now. So you're kind of putting together all the pieces that you need in order to work on this document a little bit later in the week. That would be a good use of your 15 minutes on this document. If you find where you don't know where this document is, it may not be in your student portfolio, I would encourage you to go to the class website. And I would go under unit resources here and go to assessment support, because that's ultimately what we're doing. We're reflecting on our assessment throughout this quarter. And you'll see this big link right here called the 3 Ps Learning Assessment Document. If I had to predict, though, most of you have made that document for first quarter in your portfolios. But like I said, if not, you're welcome to come to Unit Resources, Assessment Support, and it is right here. I also want to note before I move on to the next area that quarter conferences will begin the week of the 19th. So you're going to want to have your reflection completed and be ready to conference throughout that week. After taking a look for 15 minutes around your first quarter grade reflection, the next 15 minutes I would spend with your reading goals. So yesterday we really didn't have a whole lot of time to read because we were in anchoring mode and we were also in discussion mode. So today is a really good time for you to kind of get into that week 3 reading. I would expect that you'll be working independently to move forward in your reading goals for the week. Since this is our final week of reading, it will be your responsibility to finish your assigned text this week. So that'll be due on Friday for your week 3 reading. Set aside 15 minutes of reading time today to work toward your reading goal. Now, obviously, you can do more than that. 15 minutes is what I'm recommending. After you're finished with your independent reading, one of the other things that I would really like you to think about is taking 5 minutes to go to your support guide and go to the slides, which I believe are slides 8 and 9. I can note that here. Okay, on your support guide that talk about ongoing questions. So after you take time to read your section of the text, create 2 ongoing questions related to your text. And I want you to especially think about media and then also making connections to your anchor experiences, which really generate a lot of media questions. I want you to access your ongoing questions through your support guide. And there's 2 resources that I'm providing for this particular task. I've provided the link to your text groups. So that's where, excuse me, all of your support guides are located. And the other link that I've provided here is how to build strong questions. So they're kind of like question starters. So if you kind of come to this point where you're not quite sure how to construct your 2 questions, you can definitely click on this second link here, and it kind of gives you some ideas on how to structure really strong questions that you could then put into your ongoing question slides. A couple things to remember down below here in our final section. To complete your reader's notebook entry from yesterday, I know that we only had a few minutes left of class to get started on that. You were able to document your discussion yesterday, so hopefully the notes that you hold in your folder can help you construct that reader's notebook entry. The second thing that I want you to remember is to complete any revisions that you might have from your Friday feedback. I have a lot of people who turned many of those revisions in, but if you're still holding on to those things because you've got work to do or revisions to make, definitely I would remember to turn those in, especially since the quarter is coming up near. And then lastly, your week 3 reading will be due on this coming Friday. All right. A couple of other things to kind of keep in mind. I will be on Zoom from 9 to 10 a.m. and anybody can join me, and anybody can come on and ask questions or hang out and talk. And the Zoom link is on our class website under Unit 3. I will also link it to this agenda. The other thing that I will be available, you can email me anytime between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. if you want a same day response. Okay? If you email me before or after those spaces, I may not be getting back to you in a timely manner. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. You can join me in Zoom. You can email me, and I'll be happy to help at any time. If you miss our Zoom time from 9 to 10 and you want to Zoom, you want to have some FaceTime with each other, just send me a quick email, and I'm happy to open up the Zoom room and we can talk about anything that you want to talk about related to class. All right, again, if you have questions, reach out, and I will see you tomorrow.